As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to smash upon the like button. Let's get it. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Hey, come on. Dallas Cowboys, Seattle Seahawks, important moves for this preseason game number 2. Come on. Let's go.
What is your profession?
Let's get it. Yo. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove? Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Let's get it. Come on. Hey, what's good? Appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and being part of this episode. You're listening in to Law Nation Sports, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go, Cowboy Nation, out of Law Nation Studios as well. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Of course, the preseason game number 2 supposedly be the dress rehearsal, but unfortunately, according to the head coach, Jerry Jones, John Stephen Jones, as well as Charlotte Jones, Jones Jr., and I believe Dan Quinn, Dak Prescott would not be starting, and some of the other starters would not be playing. So this is an evaluation of our second string as well as our third string. So we're going to have to sit back and watch and see how our depths are. Now, I've heard news and outlets of other teams like Pat Mahomes, their starting quarterback playing, Josh Allen, he's playing for the Bills or what have you. But it is what it is. At this point, I believe that the Cowboys are going to practice precautions, right? They're going to make sure that everything is ready for week 1 versus the New York Fighting Giants. And then from there, they're going to evaluate the other guys that's like the starters on this team. If you guys agree with that, let me know. If you guys are leaning on that aspect, let me know in the chat. Really appreciate you guys. Shout out to you, Larry 20. Appreciate you, 210. Appreciate you. And JT, thank you. TJ, appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to the TJs out there, too. All right, so here's my thoughts, Cowboy Nation. The Seattle Seahawks will be a good situation to make the evaluations of our DBs because they got Jackson Smith and Jigba, however you say that man's name. And they got Jake Bobo, who was really good the last preseason game. And they got a host of god doggone good wide receivers over there, plus running backs. They got everybody running the ball, you know. So we can't wait to see that aspect. I don't know whether or not Geno is going to play, dare I say, but it would be good to see our defense versus them. And on the offensive side for us, it's good to see us go up against Tariq Woolen, right? Us to go up against they got some guys that we really wanted out of the draft. And Boye Mafe, I think that he's going to be one of those guys that may get a healthy ton of reps or what have you. So Boye, I think that's how you say Mafe, you know, but it's going to be good regardless. Sanjay, appreciate you. What if the starters get hurt due to Russ? Oh, my goodness. You know. and that's what we're going to be going through. Rust is part of the game. Riggs, I'm getting too old for this. We're just gonna have to. It's a game, baby. You know, so it's gonna be a situation and scenario that we're gonna have to sit back, wait, and see. right? It's a situation that we all don't want to see injuries to anyone, right? And on top of that, rust is part of the game. Most times, I'm going to lean on Bill Parcells. You will know everything about a team around November-ish, right? So if you can chalk up your first quarter of the season, like the first 4 games, and you'll say to yourself, all right, cool. Game 1 will be the preseason game for the Cowboys starters. Game 2, they should be on the same page just a little bit. Game 3, they should be at least singing on the same hymnal, right? So that's just how it goes from here, Cowboy Nation. Unfortunately, other teams, they look at it like, shoot. Let me say this. Would you rather start off fast and end slow, or would you rather start off slow and end fast? So 12-5, this philosophy with, dare I say, Mike McCarthy, Dan Quinn, somehow has been working for them. And they don't want to change everything around, right? Put it like this. These are the things that we have to look at. This particular team, 12-5 is the floor. Regular season, they know they can get into the playoffs. There's no struggles going into the playoffs. We just got to make sure that we don't see the 49ers in the playoffs. I'm bullshitting with y'all. But we just got to make sure we be ready in the playoffs. Yes, indeed. Rev says, Pound Town. Boy, you crazy, man. You crazier than cat hat. Yeah, boy, you crazy. Start right, end right? I'd rather start fast and get faster. This is for Ryan. Hey. This one thing I do know for sure. When the Cowboys lose, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie climbing out of the grave, dare I say. Everybody knows it, right? For example, last season, we didn't lose back-to-back games, but it felt like it, right? Last season, we were 12-5, but it felt like 5-12. And then when we win, people kind of sully that, right? People will still point at, hey, man, he still threw interceptions. Hey, man, hey, that official missed that call, right? Another team can literally beat a team by 1 point, and we can blow that same team out. But by them winning by 1 point, they would say, man, the Eagles look good against the Colts. They showed a great reverence that they can win the close ones, right? But the Cowboys, they blow out the Colts, right? What was the final score? Can somebody tell me, please? And it ain't Booty Hole Brown, Pound Town. It ain't that. But somebody let me know what was the final score versus the Colts. Can somebody let me know? Pound Town team over there. Come on. Y'all let me know. Appreciate you, Kristen. What was the final score? I need to know. I want to know. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Colts last season. But everybody, mama, uncle, cousin was talking about the INT in that game, right? Let me know if people were talking about that. 50 burgers, right? Appreciate you. Sanjay says, winning the early games and schedules could be a difference in the first seed or the wild card. 12-5 versus the Eagles 14-3. Yeah, but also not securing games that you were ahead of, right? Last year, we were beating the brakes off of the Jags, were we? It was the Jags, right? Last year, we were beating the brakes off of the Packers. And y'all know, man, please don't go watch that end cap or the recap of that game because Lord, oh Lord. So we win those 2 games. Maybe we would have been more up to fight toward the last game of the season versus the Washington team, right? Yeah. So it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm saying, Cowboys, let's stay focused. Let's make sure that we play calculated games. Now, every season is different, right? A team that you might thought that was on the bottom end of things may be a team that make it to the playoffs. Maybe a team that's fighting out a lot of acquisitions and a lot of things changing for them in the good, right? So we got teams for the first 4 games or 5-6 games, minus the cards. We got teams that got running backs. those teams got running back. Saquon Barkley week 1. Breece Hall and what's the other kid? Dalvin Cooks week 2. And we don't have Dalvin Cooks neutralizer week 2. I don't think Donovan Wilson will be playing week 2. Dalvin Cook, whenever he see Dono, he like, where's that guy number 6? He can't get off on number 6, Dono. Who remember that game? But it don't matter what color jersey he's wearing because he's looking for number 6. So we got running backs, and then we get a little vacation time on week 3's running back. But James Steele is one of those guys. Connor is one of those guys that's a heavy, hard runner. And as much as people may think, and I'm not throwing fear talk out there for you guys, for the Cowboys community, but Zeke, he's a punishing, bruising type of back. And then after we finish beating up the Patriots, because thou shalt decree a thing and it shall be established. It shall be established. We got week 5, and I'm looking for revenge. I'm looking for revenge, you know. So at the end of the day, we know one thing for sure. 2 things for certain. Niners going to run that ball. The Niners going to run that ball. So week 5, we got running back, and then week 6, we playing against shiftier scat backs everywhere. So we're going to have our hands full on stopping the run, and I'm quite sure Mozzie is going to be there to help solidify that. Who've been seeing tapes out there, Mozzie moving stuff around like it's nothing. I love seeing that. Sadiq says, get those likes up. 267 people in here and only 76 likes. Let's get it together, man. Come on, y'all.
Shame.
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 It's a shame.
Shame.
This is shame, baby. Speaking of that, let's listen to some of this, and then we'll circle back to the Cowboys. Is that good with y'all? We'll circle back to Get Up was talking about pretty much contentions, right? Here's one thing I'm going to say about our opposition. The Eagles, Howie Roseman and all of those boys, they tend to put weapons around their team. You know, the craziest thing of it all, hear me out, the craziest thing of it all, like the strangest things in this world, like Dak Prescott, I think he's like 8-2 versus the Eagles all time, or 8-3, something like that. He's like 27-7 when he's the starting quarterback versus the NFC East in general, right? But the craziest thing that I hear every year, that the Eagles roster is better than ours, right? And then when we beat them, they say, we had X, Y, and Z things to happen, right? So this was the same pattern, believe it or not, like Ripley's, even when we had Jason Garrett as the head coach, right? But before I play this audio, I just want you guys to know that every year, the Eagles fans and the community of the Eagles, because the Giants, the Washington team, they really don't spit that rhetoric about who's better and these sorts of things. They let the chips fall, as they may. But the Eagles, they tend to every single year, man, we better than the doggone Cowboys. We got better wide receivers. We got better DBs. We got better quarterback. We got better, because it was the same situation in storyline, even with Carson Wentz, right? So every year. And all I'm saying, Law Nation is saying, okay, if you want to crown the Eagles for being the champs last season, right, and winning the division, going to the Super Bowl, they did a great job in the Super Bowl, by the way, right? And it's good to see those boys lose in the Super Bowl. Hey, that was smile to our ears, right? We all cheer, right? And I get all of that. But all we're saying is do it again. Ain't that right, Brandy? A thumbs up. Hand gesture. Appreciate you. Let's go. Let's listen to this audio, right?
He's set up to be successful and take it to the next level because he goes in as the unquestioned leader. He's already shown and proven that he can play at a high level. We know that Howie Roseman, whatever they lose, he will go out and acquire, because he's just that good and that clever.
He is. He's clever.
No doubts that Jalen, Hurts will have an even better season. Now, can they stop the run? Can Jalen Carter be that piece that replaces, a aging Fletcher Cox? They have the backup to the backups and the pieces in place for the future to be underneath the salary cap because they have young talent. So I believe that they're going to take it to the next level, but now can they close the deal and win a chip? That's a whole nother conversation.
Barnwell, the Cowboys and the Eagles, perhaps in the reverse order.
Before he say anything, they're going to talk about this gap. All I know is, you know what I'm saying? All I know is.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, you know I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
All I know is our quarterback came back from a broken thumb, and can somebody remind me, what he put up? Because he gave the Eagles 7 points. He gave them. He literally said, man, I feel like a giving Dak Prescott, and therefore I would give you something, right? He gave them 7 points. But also I look at that thing, he put up 40. Technically, he put up 47 points. Let me know if I'm wrong, baby, because last I checked, the Cowboys put up 40 with a guy with a broken thumb, came back with a broken thumb with somebody with an AARP card, right? At 33 years of age, caught out there 3rd and 30, and we had a guy by the name of Noah Brown, too, by the way. And we, of course, we had CeeDee Lamb, but let me know, 40 pieces. Yes, indeed. Come on, put 47, because he threw a pick 6 in that game, did he? Was it a pick 6? So he gave them 7, right? And went since 2019, he averaged 32 to 35 points a game against the Eagles. I kid you not. True story, by the way. True story. Let me know if I'm wrong, right? He literally averaged 32 to 35 points a game. If you think I'm lying, go back and look at the numbers there. But let's listen. Let's listen to this guy right here.
Figure to be the teams to beat in that division. How significant do you think the gap is between them, Eagles, Cowboys?
I think there's a little gap between the Cowboys and the Eagles, but I think you had it the right way. I'd flip it. I'd put the Cowboys ahead of the Eagles.
You're killing me. I'm sorry. Who you taking, Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? Who you have more confidence in?
I can't believe I'm looking for a linebacker, and you're like picking quarterbacks. There's 52 other players on those football teams.
Who's the most important, Dak or Hurts?
No question.
Make a choice.
No question. Jalen Hurts is better than Dak Prescott.
But you're telling me the rest of the roster is better in Dallas?
I believe the rest of the roster is better in Dallas.
In Dallas? At what point? Let's go receiver for receiver. Devontae Smith and AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Come on.
Man, receiver for receiver? That's what we playing now, baby? Is that what we doing? Not like AJ Brown. I'm going to give him, last year I didn't foresee him doing 1,600 yards, 11 to 12 touchdowns. Give me those good numbers right there. That is nice for what he did. And Smitty, I think he still put up 1,000 yards or what have you. But last I checked, we did something similar with CeeDee Lamb and a Noah Brown. Can't y'all just paint that through y'all heads? If you can, I get it. A lot of people don't think we know what we're talking about. Get that bird. Peter, we apologize, pre-apologize for it. But get that bird. So imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. And the man had one leg, Michael Gallup. That's why I'm not even bringing him up. The man literally had one leg, but I want to say this, though. I want to say this vividly. The wide receiver core that we got now can run circles around the wide receiver core we had last season, right? The defense that the Eagles had last season, I truly believe that defense can run circles around their defense that they got this season. Come on, man. Let me know if I'm lying. Yes, indeed. They lost some weapons, baby. And I know the unknown is what it is. But in actuality, I can't wait to see this happen. You know what? The NFL missed out on a golden opportunity. They tried to make it so nice and comfy for the Eagles because everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, knew that the Cowboys versus Eagles should have been week 1. When everybody's healthy, when everybody got something to prove, they missed out on a golden opportunity. I don't know what the schedule makers were thinking. The Eagles got to play the Washington team twice, right? Washington twice before they play us one time. They messed up. They messed up for being too nice to the Eagles. But neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Let's go.
Okay,
Of course, A.J. Brown is
taking
better.
Cooks?
But you're telling me that the Eagles have a pass rusher
Okay,
instead of
tight
Michael
end.
Parsons?
Okay, tight end.
Tight end?
They led the league in sacks, Bill.
Sure, but
It is
that's
Bill, right? Okay, I
check
forgot.
your own name before you check Bill. Eagles lost both their starting linebackers, their best pass rusher on the interior,
But guess
both
what?
starting safeties, both
But guess
coordinators.
what? They had a young. Listen, this is going to be like N'Kobe Dean's at Georgia practice. He's been telling those dudes what to do for the last 3 years. You don't think he knows how to play off Jalen Carter? That he don't know the playbook. Sometimes he gonna go the wrong way. How to compensate for it?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
N'Kobe Dean, there was a content creator that said N'Kobe Dean would be better than Michael Parsons, but I'm going to let him make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell y'all something, man. N'Kobe Dean probably on this team won't even be in the starting rotation. And shout out to N'Kobe Dean. Shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs, by the way. But come on, man. Come on, Bart is a joke. He ain't lying. Yes, indeed.
He ain't lying.
All right, last year we had the number 1 in 3.345 receivers, number 2. Yes, here's, and shout out to you, Dwayne Brown. Last year we had the number 1 in 345 receivers, number 2. Numbers 2s. You got to break that down, man. You got to break that down for me, dog. You got to break that down. Here's what I got to say here. We were on pace with the sack record too. Down the stretch, we did got gasp. Down the stretch, they figure us out. I'm gonna be objective with this analysis. Down the stretch, it was a one man's army. Parsons, the dude literally had 90 pressures. 90 pressures. The next person close to him with that amount of pressures were in the 50s, in the 60s. That's like somebody born in the 90s saying that they can relate to somebody born in 1950. They were singing "We Shall Overcome" in 1950, So that's how far apart we were with pressures, right? And we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We had a guy, believe it or not, he had 2 fumbles, a fumble recovery, 4 sacks out of 267 snaps. He wears number 54. He couldn't even see the field. Now, hopefully the Cowboys iron that out. I know Sam Williams at time could be a little, off the chains here and there. But if you give this man the amount of snaps, don't y'all know 267 snaps is equivalent to 3 games of Parsons or a little less than 3 games almost, Just kidding with y'all, but that's not a lot. There's only a spoonful of reps. We had the number, Dwayne Brown says, we had no number 2 receiver. Oh, okay. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, bro. We had no number 2 receiver. You ain't lying. Cool. So that's the reality there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the reality there. And I appreciate you for your support.
Right?
So where are the Dallas Cowboys better? They don't have a better offensive line, even though they have Zach Martin. They don't have better corners. They don't have better receivers.
Come on, man. Do I have to list the names of all DBs? I like Slade, 3rd and 30 Slade, what have you. I like Darius Slade. Shout out to Mississippi State, Hell State, all of that good stuff. And Bradbury, ooh, no matter what jersey he got on, CeeDee Lamb annihilates the berries. You know what I'm saying? He crushed those berries. Hey, make berry sauce. You know what I'm saying? He sauce it on you. Let me tuck my chain, CeeDee Lamb, as he go in for 6. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I don't even have to talk about other things. Now, they had CJ last year. Gardner, whatever his name is, but he's gone. He's gone. So if you think somebody else is going to get 5 to 6 INTs, come on, man. Come on, Burntberry. Mitchell Green, appreciate you, man. No play slay. Thank you for your support, though. Thank you for your support, man. Appreciate you so much, man. Yes, indeed. That's one of those.
I want me some glory hole.
Appreciate you for that. Make Bradbury jelly. Hey, CeeDee Lamb is good with his marketing, with his jerseys. After week 9, I want somebody to come up with a campaign whereas they got CeeDee Lamb. You know how he hold the ball in his hand, something like this? But with a jar, and it says Bradbury jelly, you know what I'm saying? Or Bradbury juice, something like that. I guarantee you, instead of a ball in his hand, just have a Bradbury juice on there. I believe that shirt would go crazy, man. Somebody will be a millionaire just out for that shirt right there. Make Bradbury jelly, you know what I'm saying? Come on, CD Bradbury jelly, brought to you by the All Hands team. That's going to be phenomenal, by the way.
They don't have a better quarterback, so I don't understand your point, Bill, and I wanted to agree with you.
They're better at safety. They're better at
That's
linebacker.
one position.
They have a better
linebacker. They got a
dog. Literally. They got no one close to my dude, Michael Parsons, right? Literally, wait and watch what you see because this dude, Damone Clark, we already went over this. Damone Clark versus Nakobe Dean. Damone Clark's numbers shattered Nakobe Dean's number, even on the collegiate level. And we seen what Damone Clark did last season, by the way, coming off of a reconstructed neck. And he wasn't out there doing preseason or doing any of this training camp last season, right? So Damone Clark, y'all look out for that brother from another mother. And on top of that, I can go on and on. I know I got Seahawks in the title, but we ain't even worried about Seahawks right now because we'll play them, week 12, week 13 or something like that. We'll beat those boys down then. But what I'm saying is, I love these little topic lines. Come on, let's go.
We don't know if his neck gonna fall off.
What?
He's good though. I'd rather a linebacker who's good and whose neck might fall off than a linebacker who's we don't know if he's any good at the NFL level. Every team passing the Kobe team. I like him. I hope
you still haven't told me where the Dallas Cowboys are better.
I did.
He did.
Their tight end.
Guard's better. No question.
I feel like our little doo-wop group is really in trouble.
Yeah, I'm going solo.
All right, Dallas Goedert is good. If you look at it, Dallas Goedert, if you look at the tight end room, Jake Ferguson, I will be idiotic to say, okay, Jake Ferguson is already. See how you're supposed to do this, right? Just because Jake Ferguson had a few good catches last season and a few, hey, look at that moments, I'm not finna put him ahead of Dallas Goedert, but I will say this. He have the capabilities to become a household name, but we will find out this season. And this is how fair I am, even if Dallas Goedert drops off a little bit and Jake Ferguson have the same amount of productions or better, I'm going to say, hey, Jake, do it for me one more time. We need to have a three-peat of your success before I put you as being the best tight end in this particular division or conference, etc. But we can lean on the expectations aspect of it, but I'm going to lean on the reality part of it, Cowboy Nation. But I would say, TA, Fergie is coming for you, right? And I will say that hands down, for anybody who believed that Slay is better like light years ahead of my guy Gilly, where did Stephon Gilmore, he did win Defensive Player of the Year one time. Let me know when Darius Slay got those type of accolades. I'll wait. And for anybody to say that, hey, Gilmore is long in the tooth, well, that same long tooth is applied to Darius Slay. Who's older, by the way? Can somebody put that down in the chat? Help a brother out, right? But for sake of time's sake, let's go over to our team. Let's talk about our team because I think that this dude right here, Dak Prescott, has something to say.
Approach the game, their knowledge of the game, and honestly, their talent. So it's been a great challenge, if you call it that I've accepted, and we're striving right now, thriving in it.
This question's from Mike Gray, and it said, and I don't know how you feel about this term, but he said, do you feel like you can be a little bit more conservative with a defense like that, maybe even a bus driver? I personally have never thought that was a bad term. I don't know what you think about that, but just basically more of a conservative approach because you know you have a nasty defense.
Yeah, no, it's
Man, Dak, ain't nothing wrong with driving Miss Daisy. Ain't nothing wrong with driving the bus or car, whip, well, you can't drive the motorcycle. But there ain't nothing wrong with driving something, right? And making sure you don't run over the cones. And making sure you don't hit the kids that's crossing the streets. All we want you to do is, if the speed limit is 55, Dak, just go 55. I don't even have to have you to go 60. Put that baby on cruise control, and we'll cruise right on into the playoffs. And if you need to go at least a little 2 to 3 miles over the speed limit in the playoff, do that. Don't fall into the traps of trying to throw 5,000, 6,000 yards this season. No. 4,000 yard Dak, I would take that. You know what I'm saying? To the bank. If you can just drive this bus, stay in lane, 3,500 yard Dak, I would take that. Just take care of the ball. You got the pieces that's there. We got the defense that's there. We don't have to force anything. On top of that, if it's time to punt, look, let Brian Anger be one of your best players on the team. Pin him deep. Let this defense eat. That's what I'm saying.
That's a fair question, and a lot of times in this game, people say he's a manager, and that gets a lot of knock, as you're saying, and that's not necessarily, and that's understanding what team you have, understanding the players you have, and to answer his question, yeah, sure, at times. I mean, I've gotten so confident in my game and my ability. That's something I've worked hard on, but in the same sense, understanding that you've got the defense is that, yeah, it's okay to punt the ball in certain situations.
There you go.
They're going to give you the ball back in 3 plays or less with the way that they make turnovers. So, it's important for me to understand the flow of the game, I think, as much as anything, and when to really test that risk versus reward. But in the same sense, to be aggressive in my own style with as well as Mike's calling the game, and I think that's something that we're always in communication about, is what he expects from a play and when I'm supposed to test it. And I think a lot of times the plays have those options within them.
All right. How about this one from Jake Benoist? He's got a 2-part question. You can pick which one you want. The first one is, which division foe do you like beating the most? The second one is, which place do you like to fish all time? I would imagine it's probably going to be easier for you to pick that one than to say which division.
Go for the hard one, baby.
The most.
Yeah, I mean,
I have some records here as well.
Yeah,
they're all tough. They're all
everybody's tough for sure. That's the cliche answer, and I mean it is true. When you're playing the teams in your division, you play them twice. You get to see them at home, but then you've got to go to their stadium. So for me, honestly, it's probably Philly, but more so just because of the environment.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Is this not why you're here? Huh? Y'all thought he was going to dodge that question. Y'all thought that he said that I like fishing in Pelican Bay. Shoe program. No, I like beating Philly. Come on.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Let's go. Let's get it. So, Philly, bring it. We right here, and we ain't going anywhere. Come on, baby. Shoo, right now. But what have you done in the playoffs? What have you done? Dak is whack. Dak suck. Yeah, all of that. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, that whack been whacking y'all left and right. It swing high, swing low.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Because of the fans. I mean, it's this great place to play football. That's where passion is at its peak. And to go into there and to get a win and just to battle with those guys has always been fun over my career. And I guess if you look at the records, that hadn't been the easiest one of them. So
8-3.
Yeah,
Philly. Maybe not at Philly, but 8-3.
Yeah,
you didn't play him last year in Philly.
I didn't, and that was really one of those times that I realized the significance of this stadium and the passion and just the energy that flows within it, and it's a special place. So I'd probably put them there. But you said, I mean, all of them, and it's great to get a win against all of them and anybody in this league, it being hard. And Honestly, the harder question is, where's my favorite place to fish?
Spartans, prepare for glory.
He said that it's harder. Shout out to Jay Versity. He the one sent me this clip, by the way, and said, hey, fast forward to around this time. He said it is harder for him to answer where he loved to fish juxtaposed to who he liked to beat down on 8 times, you know what I'm saying, in his beautiful career, that he done beat down to cry, Eagles cry, to the land of no victory. Come on. Cry, Eagles, cry. They're going triple platinum. Thank you. This is from my guy, Jay Recruiter. My only criticism of Dak is that he doesn't like to throw the ball away. Tom Brady was the master of throwing the ball away. Yeah. Let's throw it away, live to play another day, right? Tuck it and run, even if you get 3 or 4 or 5 yards, make the defense play honest. I do agree with that. Sometimes last season, throw the doggone ball away, right? You see the receiver and I think he did, was it Peyton Hendershot? I think it was Peyton Hendershot earlier in training camp. He dropped the ball. He hit him right between the 8 and 9. He dropped the ball, and he immediately gave him a mouthful. And I said, yeah, that's the Dak Prescott that I want to see. Not to pat him on the back or what have you. I want to see him chewing some people out. Now, Dak is not on the level yet to chew out his offensive lineman like Troy used to do. You know what I'm saying? Dak ain't on that level, right? I think that after this season, maybe he can arrive to that level. Offensive line, kick slide the wrong way, get creamed. Dak get up and, hey, what you doing? You know, Troy used to do that. But Troy knew who to do it to and who not to do it to, by the way, you know, to be fair. But, I do agree with you, Jay Recruiter. The ill-advised pass, like, here's what I want him to do, too. Sometimes you got to formulate your bread and butter play, right? If CeeDee Lamb is that dude, right, that on 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, if CeeDee Lamb is that dude, don't pass it off to Jalen Tolbert. Don't give it to Gallup. Make sure if you're going to live by CeeDee, you're going to die by CeeDee, because that's how it used to be for us whenever we won the chips, right? Right? Roger had his guy. Troy had his guy. The playmaker, he's going to make the play. And if the playmaker not going to make the play, then he will figure out some way, one way or another down the line to make up for it, whether it be pissed off the next week or what have you. And we need to formulate that. Not everybody can be the all-star. It could be for the 2023 season, it could be Brandon Cooks. But I need for him to have a bread and butter play. Like, I think I'm going way back in the 90s, almost 30 years ago, baby. But for our plays back in the days, it was Jay Novacek, Mr. Third Down King, right? Everybody knew, hey, man, Jay Novacek finna get this ball. Jay Novacek finna get this ball. But when it's time for the playmaker to make a play.
You want to talk about a playmaker? That's a playmaker. He made the play.
Shoot, he gonna make the play. Let's go.
Love being on the water, and obviously every different place offers different fish to catch and a different way to do it. So that's fun as well.
All right, and the last one, Mark Bristow. Would Dak prefer to get a few preseason plays and series in, especially with the new offense?
Come on. Come on, man. Talk to it.
I mean, I
PC.
I understand where our team is, what the coaches and what the front office they expect and what they want, and that's their decision at the end of the day. But I'm one of the guys that I love this game. I love to play this game. It's tough for me to always watch guys suit up and take the field and me not be a part of it. So to say that, yeah, I mean, I would always enjoy it, but am I getting out there with the same group that I'm going to play with come week one? Who knows? So that's not necessarily my decision. Leave it up to the people that do. And for me, it's just about supporting these guys and making sure the guys that are going to contribute and have a chance to help this team in the fall really understand that we support them, that we need them, and that we're going to push them. And so for me, it's about driving the energy bus. And honestly, just to go on top of that is when you see practice yesterday or you just see the way that we practice, it's very game-like as it is. So I feel like I'm getting preseason game reps just against our defense, and I don't think there's a better opponent to play than our guys.
And one would say you're getting ready.
Come on, Dak. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I gotta know. I'm going to another topic. But, yeah, he gave us, it's hey, I'm going to beat around the bush when it's like 10, 12 sentences long, a paragraph, stanza, and all of this stuff. And a thesis statement, you know what I'm saying? All of that. So Dak Prescott, he got a future. He got a future to run for governor. You know what I'm saying? It may not for Texas. Maybe he can get down there in Louisiana somewhere. But come on, man. All right, so he ain't going to play preseason game, and he's going to trust the coaches and everything in that nature. Glenn Capers says, will we see more under center Dak and less shotgun Dak this year? Dak interception rate is lower when he's under center. His play action is lethal. I agree with that, West Coast offense, and I know it's Tex Coast or Texas Coast, primarily when it was birthed, West Coast offense was under center, right? Your 3 steps, get the ball out. Now, everybody plays a hybrid version of West Coast by putting the quarterback in shotgun or what have you. Now, what I believe, and it's just my thoughts on it, the threat of the run when Dak Prescott is under center, it holds the safety and the linebackers a fraction of a step, and that his football is a game of inches. So when it's like 2nd and 2, I prefer Dak Prescott to be under center because that linebacker, slow until right? He got to be held there. But when it's shotgun and, you got your guys and it's going empty and things like that, looking at the route concepts, you can sit on more routes, right? You can play the sticks better. Even though the quarterback got a bigger vision of the field, I just think that putting him under center – rollouts, your 3-step drops or whatever, even 5, will be more effective in that light. But in West Coast principles, you are under center more. And that's my thoughts on it. But Glenn, that's a great point. But look for variations. Look for different concepts of routes or what have you with the wide receivers, your tunnels, your screens, your deep overs. Hey, look for concepts whereas you have Devontae Turpin, Deuce Vaughn, Brandon Cooks, both of those guys, all 3 of those guys are low 4-3 guys, right? And Deuce is such a tiny guy, no shade at tiny people, right, that he can hide behind the offensive line if they pull. That's the last thing you want if Dak Prescott under center and he do a stretch lean, he do a stretch handoff, and either you're a linebacker overcommit or your safety. If your safety first step is forward, I'm going to be real with y'all. If the safety first step is forward, there's no recovery on Brandon Cooks. There's no recovery on Devontae Turpin. There's no recovery on maybe Deuce. If he do a wheel route, it's going to be hard. So that's football, baby. And I love saying that. And I think we can get to those graces. Paul says, I love Dak answer on the playing Philly because he owns that team. He ain't lying at all, boy. Shoot.
He ain't lying.
Appreciate you, Paul, for the support. And you spitting nothing but the truth over here. Yeah. So Deuce is loose, right? Right. Dwayne Felder says Dak will have close to 4,500 yards, 40 total touchdowns. Bookmark it. All right, fam. All right, boy. Come on. Dwayne, I'm going to try to go back and bookmark that, and I'm going to get you a Dak Prescott jersey. 4,500 yards, 40 touchdowns. Can you put down how many INTs? Is it 8? Is it 9? Is it double digit? Let me know, too, so we can get your full analysis of that. Yes, indeed. Let's go to the other topic line.
We talked about it before, but
no, I mean it's definitely part of a competitive environment. I mean I'm all for the fighting, but as long as you don't cross the line, I think really the message to the team is you just can't throw punches. I mean, we all understand
Yeah.
what the rules of the game are. I mean, so you throw a punch, you're out of the game. You're 48-man roster on game day, so you can't ask your team to be super competitive and push the envelope and not to think you're going to have situations where we're crossing the line. And definitely was provoked by the media yesterday, but we overcame it. We only got 2 guys thrown out of the game, so but you can't throw punches, and that's the biggest message that came out of yesterday. So I'm all for it. I think a good, healthy skirmish is healthy. Conflict is good. It's all part of how we train, but we don't want the BS and.
You just said bullshit, man.
Stuff that's unnecessary, and at the end of the day, you just can't throw a punch.
No doubt. That's Mike McCarthy on the fighting and what have you, and I thought that it would be good to add this into the show. That's what you're going to get. You fighting against your own teammate if you see them all the time, right? You playing against them all the time. I countless fights between me and my brother, right? Countless. I'm undefeated, though, by the way. I'm undefeated. Ask Twin Make about that. They don't want these hands over there. Come on, I'm undefeated. But neither here nor there. You're gonna fight, right? And that's just the reality of it. You're gonna say some harsh words, but it's crazy enough to say that even when I said this story before, we were playing pickup basketball, and we seen 2 brothers literally fighting each other. A cousin tried to get in. No, a friend of the family tried to get in to break them up. The 2 brothers stopped fighting each other and fought him. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, dog, hold on, man. Life of 728 says, stop the cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now.
Yes, indeed. But hey, hey, I got a brother who's like 6'4". He's real big dude, man, swole, man. And hey, you got to know how to hold him and fold him, right? You got to know. The song says you got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up. I knew how to get my pieces in. Yeah. And I'm an athlete first, though. You know what I'm saying? So I knew how to go run. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to get my pieces in. I got mine. He couldn't get me back. So think about this. Let me tell y'all cheat code. Cheat code is when you throw those blows, yeah, I hit them real good, and then there was a car, right? All you got to do is you get on one side of the car, he on the other side. Hey, man, I'm coming to get you, man. Where you running? I said, no, I got mine, dude. You know what you had. It was different type of language at that time. But he couldn't catch me. And that's what I would have did if Jason, Michael Myers, or any one of those boys try to chase me. I would have ran and I would have got to that car. And he would have been on that side. I'd have been running to that side. See, all the times on those movies, they keep running, dodging, tripping, falling over themselves. Now I'll run straight to a car. Say, all right, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, put that axe down, man. Come on, man. Hey, we good, man. I come kill with you. Dog, come on, man. I'll be recruiting. Now, you can't run away from Freddie. But all of those other people, shoo. I'll be doing that all day until help come. And then whenever, and this is the thing, too. I'm going to say this one time before we click the other piece of the audio. Just leave the town. If you see Michael Myers in your city, he killing up folks, man, I'm going to say, oh, well, this is a good day for me to go to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't slow walk to Hawaii. This be a good day to put my time in. You know what I'm saying? To go see California or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he come to California, Jason and Michael Myers and all of those boys, he deserved to get me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know how. And he just walking the whole time he catch up with him. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Friends and family and fans watch us play. They say these guys get it on. And you can't take a day off from that.
Dan Tyler for the ESPN. Do you pull Micah aside at all and say the hand is never going to beat the helmet in a punch?
Yes, and I think it's true.
Ryan said he teleports.
This isn't the space for that, and competitiveness or not, we find ways to not do that. And so it's unfortunate sometimes. You don't want that to happen. You want to be control and not lose it on the top of that. So it's not tricky. But when you're really competing as hard as the guys are, and you guys saw that on the field yesterday, offense, defense, the team part, the competing, that is who we are. And you just have to learn, I can't go over the edge. I can't fall off the cliff. I have to stay right at that moment. And I'd say by and large, he and others have shown that we can do that. And having some punches thrown yesterday is not what we want, but we fell off, but we know we can get right to that edge.
DQ, Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. From your standpoint, what do you see from Mozzie Smith exiting Oxnard versus the Mozzie Smith that came into Oxnard?
Ooh, good question.
I think for the line of scrimmage players, it's the big guys, it's the pass rushers. The game is different with pads. And so now that we're pushing to see, yes, that's it, examples from a period of a 9-on-7, a padded practice to say, that's this technique, that's the one that you have to go with. And so we keep trying to find those windows, find the moments, not just for Mozzie, but I think for all of the front seven. It's Demo. And in a lot of ways, I've been really proud of Damone Clark. He didn't have a training camp to go through last year, and to see the two of them together, I texted them both last week. I felt their energy, I felt their speed on the field in the game, and I think that's kind of a cool thing to have. I know they're not in the same class, but
right.
They're both learning some things in this camp together because of Damone not going through that together. So those players with pads, that's stuff to go. I've seen in the spring there's some hesitation when you're not sure. And so when you see the speed come out, now as a coach I know the hesitation's gone. And I've seen things not happen way more because of hesitation than speed. And so when guys can really go and really, have the freedom to run and play and hit, that's the stuff that lights me up. And we'll see more of that as we're going, although, we're leaving Oxnard. There's another moments next week. And I never felt like that's where your development stops at any player, just because you're leaving a training camp setting. Like, I'm hopeful that we'll say, man, by November, we're a lot better than we were in August. By December, we're better than we were in September. And I think if we keep pushing the guys in that space, we will get better.
No doubt. And what he's saying is basically is that the speed process, when you're thinking, you're losing things as it relates to leverage, hand placements. But when it becomes muscle memory and when everybody's on the same page, when they know where you should be at and going to be at, that speaks volumes. Another thing that a lot of people are not contextualizing, that Jonathan Hankins around this time wasn't in this camp. He was in Raiders land, right, with their philosophy and their defensive principles. So by us having Jonathan Hankins in this camp, Big Bo is learning from him. Mozzie is learning from him, right? So these things go a long way, not a short way. Another thing is, it's a difference. It's a difference even on the offensive side, because I forgot to bring this up earlier. It's one thing for Jalen Tolbert to learn from Noah Brown, James Washington, right, and those boys. But it's a whole different world for Jalen Tolbert, because you can see it tangibly, to learn it from Brandon Cooks, a person that's accustomed to hitting 1,000 yards a season, right? That knows the stretch of the game. It's a different environment to learn from those boys. Michael Gallup last year, he was working the courts up until this point. I was out there at Oxnard, he was barely running. I think TJ in the chat, T. Johnson, Jay Lombardi could have outrun Michael Gallup during his time frame. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't lying.
Sadiq probably could give Michael Gallup a run for his money. A run for his money. So by having even Michael Gallup a whole lot springier, faster now, he wins some, he loses some in practice, right? That's just what it's supposed to be about. But we see, and with our natural eyes, those boys on the back end are degrees better than what they were last year. Right? it's harder to learn together, right? When you first starting off. But if someone already been down there, row it. That's how old folks said, row it. Somebody already been down there, row it. Shoo. It's a bear trap down at the end. Hey, it's a snare down there on the other side. Right? That's what experience is all about. The collective sum of knowledge. Right? Come on, baby. And that's where you get wisdom too. Come on, man.
Hey, Garrett, COWBOYS.com. Usually when we see Leighton coming off the edge, we also see Micah Parsons lined up there at 0-10.
Uh-oh. He ain't gonna want to answer this.
Same idea in the offseason, or was it two different ideas that kind of bridged into one?
I'm not familiar with that alignment.
Don't give away the secrets, baby. There we go. That's the face of, hey, we love y'all media, but we can't give away all of the sauce, baby. We can't. We can't. We cannot give away everything. And I love this answer. I love that smirk on the face. Look at the face. Look at the face. What you talking about? We ain't finna go down that road. No. We ain't finna go down there. I can't give you guys everything. I give you a few things. You may see something that you think you saw it. But week 1, I ain't finna tip off the Giants. Hey, man, Parsons at 0. Oh, I see LVE on the edge. Woo! What's about to happen? Parsons finna blitz. A-gap. No way. I ain't finna abandon the hook to flat. But, there are things that you can give away freely. And there are things that you want to give away, right? To leave people wondering, right? To leave people questioning the very much so thought that they think that they know, right? That does more damage than anything. But I do like my guy response to that. For sake of time, we're gonna switch over to Shotty.
Telegram. Now that Dak's had a full camp, you tell how he's taking control of the offense, ownership of what you guys have tried the changes you have made this year.
Yeah, it's been awesome to watch it. Again, I'm going to go back to the spring to do it. You kind of get back in the spring, you start putting in the installation, you go through the stuff he's real comfortable with, you go through some of the new stuff. You watch him just diving into the playbook and just kind of asking questions and trying, okay, hey, that's a little bit different. Let me see that. Hey, give me another. Hey, you got video of that. And then now you come out of first couple weeks of training camp, and to see where he's at from a comfort level, not with everything we're doing, but really with some of the new schemes and some of the old schemes and the way he's able to communicate it. My big belief with quarterbacks is most of them understand what they're doing.
Hold on, let me pause. Got a super check. One-handed bandit says, "Yo, Law, would you bring in Jason Peters in again?" Here's my thoughts on that. Shout out to Jason Peters. He had a phenomenal job here with the Cowboys for filling in. But at this point in time, man, he's going to be 41 years of age. Hey, that sun done set on him. There were some times whereas he was compromised, in my opinion, with his overall health. And one thing I will say about offensive line, I don't like to rotate offensive line. I definitely don't, because those 5 guys need to be on the same page. And if you got somebody gasping and breathing hard and they can't stay in there, then that's a weak spot on your line. So the answer in short would be no. Let's see what these youthful guys can do. Keep this in mind. Mike Solari is a new offensive line coach. If we had Joe Philbin still here, maybe you bring him in for a cup of coffee. But I don't want this older guy coming in trying to learn and pick up the new system of Mike Solari, and all of those other boys got sweat equity out there on the field. Now, I get it. The reason why he's hitting news now, because it was reported that he said that he would like to come back. He would like to come back and be in the folds and be in the mix. But in my opinion, I could be 1,000,000% wrong. I could be 1,000% times 1,000,000. But it'd be counterproductive. That's just my thoughts on that. But let's listen to more of Shotty.
It's can they communicate to the other guys? Like,
communication.
It's fun for me to watch him communicate, talk to the receivers, talk to the running backs. Hey, tight ends. Hey, Fergie, here's what I was thinking on this. So I think he's in a really good spot, very comfortable. Obviously, every day in practice is great against our defense. It's fun, it's passionate, great energy. But he's in a real good spot. I think he should be very comfortable and confident right now.
Todd Archer with ESPN. I'm just curious with Tony Pollard and his body type. How do you think he's built for short yardage, goal line? Obviously, Zeke's been that guy
That's a good question.
for a long time compared to maybe other running backs you had in your past.
Yeah, there's different styles. I mean, can Tony be a really good short yards goal line runner? Absolutely. There's a part of that is it's heart and desire as well. It's not just him doing it himself. It's the offensive line. There's certainly things that we can structure. Todd from a play type and game plan and things like that, but I have no question that he can be very efficient in that role for us. And the thing about when you're going into short yardage and goal line situations, specifically really short yardage, is because the defense is so loaded up a lot of times, when you get through that first level, there's a lot of space behind it. I remember winning a big playoff game against the Chargers, and Sean Green, same thing, short yard situation. Sean kind of broke through. He had one guy left as a corner, and it was like a 50-yard touchdown. So, again, his explosiveness, his speed, his finishing skills, I think will make him a very, very good short yardage runner. And the goal line, again, he's not doing it by himself. He's got the guys up in front of him that need to open up some holes and, again, bend back like we preach.
Coach Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Breaking news, Zach is back. Can you talk about just the value of the positive shockwaves that emanate from a future first ballot Hall of Famer being dropped right back into the middle of your offensive line?
Well, I mean, number one, it was just awesome to see him. That was the first and foremost. I mean, we were when he first got here, we were in a staff meeting, offensively, and he walked in, and it was just the meeting stopped. I mean, I couldn't get.
Well, I'm just going to show y'all the difference between someone speaking with assertiveness, knowing what the hell they talking about, and someone who's still learning and not sure of everything and can't take control of things. And it's just a major difference between on how you handle things, and it's visible. You can literally see like the positions and everything. It's just different, And let me see if I go here, and I'm not beating up this right here, but I want my people to speak with assertiveness. I want my people on the offense to let people know. But let's listen.
What's the order?
Todd?
Todd, nice. Awesome. That's good. Tremendous plays, and I think a lot of it goes back to first and second down. I think we always like to emphasize that if you're living in third and long, it's going to be challenging for you. So your numbers are probably going to indicate that. But when you're living in short yardage, third and 2 to 3s, 4 to 5s, and you can manage those, and the odds would, tailor a little bit more towards the offense there. And once you get to that 6 and above, obviously the defense is going to have the favors there, the odds there. And so, certainly we've lived in more manageable situations, and our guys have made tremendous plays.
Get to him fast enough, right? And not because he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, not because of the type of dude he is. I mean, you just talk about a guy that's wired the right way, what he's done for this organization. There's no
simple answer to this. It's complex. Why was the run game altering the way it did on Thursday night? Yeah. Number one, I think those guys are worthy of getting credit for that defensive philosophy, and their staff. They do a tremendous job against the run. And you don't see a whole lot of big running production games against the
good to see him, but again, it's going to be fun. Offensive line play, what's it about? It's about getting guys playing together, getting guys communicating. It's a trust. There's a bond. There's almost like a verbal but nonverbal things that they have to feel with each other. So getting them back at this point makes us feel really good that we can get where we need to get to before opening day. I know he was excited to be back, and I think we had him break it down 5 or 6 meetings in a row just because we wanted to hear his voice. So awesome to have him back. He looks great, and the guys are thrilled.
All right, so I'm pressed for time, ladies and gentlemen, but I just wanted to let you guys know. I'm not saying that Kellen Moore is trash or anything, but it's just the vibe and the energy that he gives out. I don't think that he can motivate anything from a player perspective that they can grab hold to what the hell he is saying. When I was out there at practice, you literally seen Shotty in there in the huddle with those boys, in there correcting on the job, on the fly of the quarterback. So I do like that, and I'm not saying some people learn differently, right? Some people want that rowdiness. Some people need that energy, and some people don't like all of that, right? Because I can show you side by side clips of Tony Dungy, right, who will sit on the sideline and you can't get anything out of him, right? But in those meetings, he will put his foot sideways up your you know what, right? But I'm just saying that it's going to be a different vibe, a different type of feeling, Cowboy Nation. All right, I got to roll up out of here, pressed for time, like I said. But be sure, if you guys like what you heard today, hit that like button, share this content. A little later on tonight, me and my brother may be live for the Niner Cowboy Talk. My twin maker. We may do something, so stay tuned. Join the notification squad. Also on the 30th, I believe, we're gonna do the round table, the Cowboys, Eagles, Washington Giants round table, and we're gonna do that. So if you guys have not heard about it, we got Super Friends, and with the Super Friends, it's all about representing your clique, right? It's all about representing your squad. We may disagree with each other, but at the end of the day, we on the same side. You know what I'm saying? You and I, we all on the same side. So y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Let me see if I can pull it over here. This Super Friends right here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to copy their YouTube page right here. And we just started the YouTube page. We got over 1,000 subscribers already. That link is right there. So on the 30th, I believe that falls on a Wednesday, we're going to do the Super Friend thing again. And if y'all like the Cowboys,
you already know. Super Friends unite. As a wise man, one of the best trash talkers I ever heard in my life doing this YouTube shit used to say.
Yeah.
Often imitated, never mother effing duplicated. It's the Super Friends back in their full splendor.
Listen. And y'all know I got to beat these boys down. I got to beat those boys down. I got to represent for the nation, baby. Cowboy Nation. Y'all know how it goes, right?
Know his receivers. He know if he put that thing up there, somebody going to go up there, put that paw up there and get it. Y'all got to get on that level. Because you out here, is that a Sam Howell hat?
Is the sunglasses a playoff thing or something?
It's a playoff thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that a playoff thing? I'm gonna stay out of that one. I'm gonna leave that one
keep yours out.
I need for y'all to represent, dog.
I think that's a playoff thing. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
I need for y'all to represent, man. So this is what we do.
Tiki Barber is better than Emmitt Smith.
You see that crazy stuff?
We got a mute button.
I'm dead ass serious.
We got a mute button up here.
He said Tiki Barber is better than Emmitt. So y'all see what I have to go through with my super friends, And so at the end of the day, we're going to beat down the Washington team over here. We're going to beat down the Eagles, and we're going to beat down those Giants. And especially, anybody on this planet, thinks that Tiki Barber is better than Emmitt Smith, man. Come on, man. I got land on the moon for sale as well. You know what I'm saying? Grand real estate. I'll sell it to you for $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Just cash at me. Yes, indeed. But neither here nor there. The link is out there. So be sure to subscribe, join, and support the nation. Y'all know we on top. Sam Howell, it was named the starter for the Washington. Yeah, he gonna get on up out there. Tammy C says she just subscribed. Come on. Y'all already know. Leon said he subscribed. So we're going to have to beat down those boys that's over there thinking that they are the best. We are the best. And we are living in the West. We dominate all of those boys in the East because they know the Dallas Cowboys. We all are the mighty beasts that control the East. That's why we so good. All of those East Coast teams, they can't stand us, but in the actuality, they want to be us. That's why they here now. They watching. They looking. They reporting back to those boys over there of what I said. And I said exactly
Spartans, prepare for glory.
Or what I said, baby. No stuttering over here. They know. They got stomach muscles in their necks because they looking up. They trying to keep up. We've been on a 27-year sabbatical almost. And we still on top. So at the end of the day, we're motivated even more. We got real coaching now. Dan Quinn done formulated his plan. How dare the 4-ladder, the 3-ladder network think that some other defense is gonna be better than us? As they say, who better than us? Nobody. Nobody. You know, Nick says 27 long years. Long suffering is a fruit of the spirit. Yes, we're going to be humble when we get ours. Trust me, we ain't going to be eating horse droppings over here. We just took a little vacation time for your mind. We're going to get there one way or another, baby. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad, that you don't get tired, and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap. If life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind. If you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will get it, baby. Alex says, I love haters. It's my life fuel, and we stay fueled up. You ain't lying at all, baby. Damn. Let's get it, baby. Be sure to hit that like, share this content, join the movement, new media, baby. It's a movement. Don't let me get to the top, and then you try to jump on. Let's ride together, even if you weigh me down just a little bit. Come on, I got you. I got the back to support that. Come on, baby. And even if I fall, I'm going to try to land on my back, because if I can get up, if I can look up, I can get up, baby. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Damn. Let's go, baby.
Whoa! Give me my theme music.
Come on. Hey. Hey. Run it up for me, baby. That's all I want to do, baby. Just run it up just a little bit. That light bill, run it up. That water bill, run it up. Come on. Real, baby. Run that Hennessy shot up, baby. Come on. Champagne and the Hennessy. Let's get it. Come on. Kelly, Sanjay, Sadiq, Brandy, Dwayne, Mitchell, Jay Recruiter, Jimmy Backfire. Appreciate you, Glenn Capers. Paul, One-Handed Bandit, Alex. Come on. Come on. Hey. I'm with L, I'm with T Black, I'm with Rabbit now. Al Kareem. I'm with Jay, I'm with Chuck and now. Hey. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. Hey. You switch sides up for the bag, and that's worth more to me. It's a party. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf. Come on. And I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's not. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really. Thank you. Shout out to Mama Sadiq. Charles, appreciate you. Mama Charles is on it. Come on. Hey, oh.
kind of check a song.
I want Mason Floyd.
I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Yeah, I just be off the dome.
Shout out to the Rewind crew. Lisa. Hey. Come on.
I be at home alone. I leave the zones alone.
I'm here on roll along. Come on. Come on.
In the heat of battle,
Oh, snap. We got some breaking news.
We answered, I talked stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna clap and have one more time for the Eagles?
Perry Lock, I see you.
Let's go Birds, fly, Eagles, fly. Still Super Bowl champs for now.
Y'all let me know when y'all want me to stop doing that. Oh my goodness, man. I don't ever think that I would stop doing that, by the way. Even if all of y'all say, hey, man, I'm going to stop doing that. You need to stop doing that, Law. Come on, man. You need to stop doing that.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
Hey, man, I'll never forget my brother was calling me, man. I'm sitting here trying to do the live play-by-play. He was calling me, how about them Eagles? How about them Eagles? You know, and they don't even supposed to say that. But that was before the second half. You know, he about, how about them Eagles?
Lay your head on my pillow.
Oh my God.
Just relax.
Just relax a little bit. Hey, you know, he was talking to the Twin Maker. He was talking all of that stuff, man. Brock Purdy, he's hurt. Guess who got the last laugh? Pat Mahomes, the man with one leg. Come on. Yup. Bring you in, yeah. Come on. We didn't talk about the Seahawks at all, did we? I need to change the title. Nah, I'm gonna keep the title up there because I'm Law. Come on.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
Shout out to you, Sean.
Play a tune.
Pray for rain, you gotta deal with mud too.
Wherever you go, whatever you do.
Now, so the cocaine. When was that crack?
I can't stand the Seahawks either. They hurt my quarterback. They hurt Tony Romo. I can't stand the Seahawks. And another one.
Let's go, man! And another one.
Coach Marv, salute.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Don't let the street lights hit you. Let's go get those birds, man. Peter! I see a two-piece and a biscuit. We apologize, Peter. Don't come after us. We just some cowboys. All right, salute Akeem, I see you. Tammy, shoot them birds. Salute. What we tell her one more time,
All I ask.
So far, if a paper crane can fly,
All I ask.
then forever doesn't feel that far.
JP.
All I ask.
What's good?
Is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
was good. I promise you, I can sing just like that, but I let them do it.